Well, it is, was it 11, no, 7th of 14th to the 7th, 2024, the day of the fake assassination on Trump. I wasn't going to do anything because to me it was just too obvious, but I've just opened up a BP Earthwatch and I haven't watched it, so hopefully, you know, he's not going on about the same thing I'm going on about. Because I was going to say something this morning, you know, because when I looked at my Substacks, you know, they're saying don't, you know, they were just confirming what I knew. So when I felt really down, I was feeling really down, and I was just going to ring up my daughter for a comfort chat, and I looked at the clock and it was 11:11. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, no, there's something, I'm not really into this, but I really thought, what's this? And then I added up the other numbers as well. And then I think I can't remember really what happened, because my daughter said that she clocked me at exactly 11:11, and I know that at that stage I didn't actually know what had happened, and so it wasn't until after that when I couldn't get my daughter, and so I just looked on the computer, and that's when I first heard the first story of the shot and the what have you. So anyway, when my daughter rang back and she told me it was 11:11, but to me the significance of the 11:11 is, you probably won't remember, you know, not many of you have been with me for all the 3 takedowns that I've had, and the wonderful first videos that I did on this. You know, the second one that I did, you know, each time I've got taken down, somehow they've gotten into my computer, and all the titles are all blimmin' mixed up and everywhere, so it's just a disaster. And my old camera, I can't even get into the hard drive anymore, so that's really sad, because after I saw the first Back to You episode, so I'll just show you this, and see, I can't get into this anymore, so I can't, you know, my recorder, we used to have all these programs taped, so I'll just show you. And for those of you who didn't see this program, this was back in 2007, and I mean, even if you go onto Wikipedia and look up the character names of these guys, it's so obvious. So that guy there, his character is called David Church, okay, and as you can see, he is sitting at the table, Chuck's over this side, and he's got a big, you know what, number 17th letter on his menu for no reason. Now this program, even though it was absolutely hysterical and incredibly fun and very popular, it only went for the 1 season, and I believe it was because this was this was the beginning of that phenomena, and that was JFKjnr. You know, that was the whole premise of the show, was this man called Chuck Darling, and Chuck Darling comes back to Pittsburgh, and the significance of Pittsburgh in my second episode is that Pittsburgh means gates. And after that took me down a rabbit hole, and I found out that there is a place in Pennsylvania, which, you know, called Kennedysville, and it had been reported that was where JFK Jr. and Caroline were hanging out, okay, for all these years. So this morning, when I thought, okay, shall I try again, and where is that? And just try and find the stuff. You know, it's just like, yeah, too much, you know, and since I don't get any reaction, so it's like, you know, the Lord tells me, maybe just telling me it's just for me. But anyway, so, but when I saw this, so this is why I actually did start off this morning, you know, earlier on, you know, and I thought, okay, I'll go through all my blooming pictures, and now my battery's going really flat, and it shouldn't be. I'll go through my pictures and find that one there, you know, of that one, and transfer them over, because these are on my old files. So, but at the same time, I saw this guy, okay? someone that you know who he is. He's Fusca, and of course we haven't seen old Fusca for a long time, but the talk was, and this is what I've made. I made these leaflets showing this guy in the crowd, and that this woman here is Caroline, and they go to show quite detail of her, how this is her back in the day, you know, before the fake crash, and this is the woman in the crowd, okay, at one of Trump's rallies, and you can see it's clearly her. So as I'm running out, and there he is again, and another one, and you just don't get, you know, as I'm sure you know, you don't get to stand behind. See, he's got this fedora hat. The fedora hat was also very common for JFK Senior to wear that hat, and that is the same hat as JFK Senior wore. And so there's another one of him here, wherever he is. Okay, this is one just comparing JFK Jr., the way he holds his hands, can you see that, to the way Fusca holds his hands. There's JFK in his bathing togs. Can you see that there? You probably can't see that one. There's his hands there, right, and there the hands are the same, he's not holding them quite the same in that one there. So there it is. So I'll try and make this really quick, because I did have quite a few of them, and but there's also this one here. Now this is on those cards that you know, report the stuff, which I won't say. What else have we got? Boom boom. So, and this one here, there's something significant about her. I think that must be the sister, and there's something about the jewellery, but I can't quite remember that one there. And oh no, it's the ring, I think. And there is okay, there's Trump, there's the woman Caroline there again. So anyway, with all this, it's just like, oh God, you know, don't want to go there again. So here also is a mock-up that they've done of what he would look like today, possibly, right? And as you can see, he looks very much like that man. And he was also even known in his day as being a real dress-up artist and that sort of thing. So anyway, you know, but then I thought, oh gosh, you know, you just don't want to go through this anymore, until what did I see? In the crowd, but Trump, this is before the attack, Trump is pointing at a man wearing a fedora. Okay, so I'll just let you watch this. It's so obvious, it's not even funny.
Office, that was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over, and look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart.
I mean, how weird. What is this guy doing? Is he Secret Service or something? Why is he standing there? Trump's here, and he's looking this way and that way, you know, just totally trying to draw attention.
It's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something to say, okay, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, see, he's making sure, look at my hat, look at my hat. I'm the only one here not wearing a cap. I'm wearing a fedora. Okay? There, oh, look how he's holding his hands. Can you see how he's holding his hands? Okay, I hope you saw that.
Chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, and notice that he didn't move. He's still standing there holding his hands exactly the way he was. He knows full well nothing's happening. All that happened there was Trump popped a blood capsule beside his ear. This was all for optics, and I just wanted to point out to you that it's also in Pennsylvania. It's also at Pittsburgh, the gates. So that was why it was so significant that it was 11:11 in New Zealand when I saw it, because I think the Lord was just trying, he was talking to me that he knew how I needed it to be cheered up. I'd been into town yesterday, and it's just the evil that they just want to absolutely throw in your faces. But anyway, yes, so that's all. So I hope you're all, I'll show you something else. Anyone else? This is, I think that's incredible, isn't it? But the first thing that came up on my, this is the second thing actually, it says, do not fall for it. He put out this emergency. So this guy you can follow on Substack. I don't think we're going to have to for long. I think it's all over. American hypnotist from the discoveries of an American hypnotist. Do not fall for the bait. We will win. I'm sure you saw the news. And okay, where did I get upgrade to pay? There is no doubt in my that we are going to win this war. If my calculations are correct, and I'm certain they are, and then the first thing that happens, he shows this screenshot of everybody. Oh, look at this. Okay, so look, nothing can stop what's coming. No, this is, put another way, when someone claims that, that letter is just a LARP, an actor, in other words, then this alone shows you they have no idea what they're talking about. I don't understand, to be rude per se, however, considering the derisive treatment of the, that letter, supporters by the anti-letter world, comprising on many sides of the political aisle. I don't plan on sparing anyone's feelings either. When people lambast 17 letter supporters for being stupid or lazy or crazy, they are behaving in precisely the same manner as the left does when they baselessly accuse Trump supporters of being dumb, evil, etc. Look, I just wanted to jump in with a recent dream that I had. I'm sure that any of you that do watch this have seen my most recent dream of Trump, because I did a video years ago of Trump and his fake assassination, where he went to the side, and there was a tall dark man standing to the side waiting to shoot him, but I knew that he wasn't dead. Okay, so that one was years ago. But this one I had probably only a few months ago, it may be less than that, was, oh golly, that I'd been told Trump had been killed, had been murdered, and assassination. And so I just went to the room next to the wall of the room next door, because Melania was there, and I expected to hear her crying, but instead of hearing her crying, I heard the shower running. So I knew it wasn't true. I knew that everything was okay and that it was fake. And so that's why when I heard this today, I just knew that it's fake, it's fake. This is just a psyop. So I just want to show you this, because like recently I've put out a couple of videos showing the old dream, wake me up when September ends. And I also talked about, I titled it Groundhog Day or something like that, because I don't go to the movies or anything like that. I didn't realise that Wake Me Up When September Ends song wasn't actually a movie, that they actually, it was that it had to do with this American idiot, the story of this American idiot who'd gone off to war, left his girlfriend, even though he'd promised never to leave her, and that sort of thing, and she'd been waiting. That was so I think American Idiot is the name of the LP, I think, and one of the songs on it is Wake Me Up When September Ends. Anyway, it's a whole lot of stuff, but everything comes back to symbolism, and just as the groundhog sort of comes out, sees everything's all right, and then if something doesn't happen, he goes back in and you have to wait longer. Well, that's what we've been doing. But also something, I just knew that it was something to do with Independence Day. I thought that song was connected with the 4th of July because it was 4th of July that I uploaded it again, and I've had these dreams of Trump and his great success on the 4th of July and his State of the Union, speeches. So so naturally I just thought that the movie 4th of July was, about American independence or something like that. I had no idea that the 4th of July actually refers to alien, an alien happening, a thingy. And so it's that whole Wake Me Up, and when September ends, the song of it and the Psalms, like Psalm 85, and I've actually found other Psalms. It says, when mercy and peace kiss each other, when righteousness springs up from the ground, and my whole dream of that one was when heaven and earth join, right, as one. And I believe that is what's happening, and that is what's going to happen, that we're going to see, I believe JFK Jr. is alive, and that we're going to see him, and this whole return, just as Chuck Darling returned to Pittsburgh and and then found out he had a child there, and that was all had to keep secret from the child. And also, if I could have shown you the episode it was on, Chuck himself was sitting on the opposite side of the table, where David Church was, and he was sitting in front of this thing that looked like a Stargate. And so this is what I believe is going to be revealed to us. So please don't be concerned if they fake an alien invasion. There are good aliens. You can see from mine. I always believe these were angels. Maybe they are. Maybe angels and aliens are the same thing. That's, I can, I'm very much into that possibility. And, I would love to introduce you to Paul Anthony Wallace, and I think he'd be the best. I could show you him in a minute, actually I will, because he has really showing how we have been lied to about, like, the name Yahweh and the Elohim, that we have been LARPed. We have been told that Jesus, the whole Jesus God thing, that we have been brought under this great deception, and but at the moment I'll just finish off here. And this I found, this is on the hypnotist, and hopefully you can see these people. This is Matt Gates, and so these are all their tweets on April the 9th 2024, and it's at 3:03 p.m. Get a warrant, #Pfizer. Okay, this is Lauren Boebert, 2:49 p.m. April 9th 2024, get a warrant, #Pfizer. 2:53 p.m. April 9th 2024, get a warrant, #Pfizer. That's Jim Jordan. 2:31 p.m. April 9th 2024, get a warrant. This is Representative Dan Bishop. So all these people all taped it, all. Okay, so this was at you go and have a look at it. So there's Ralph Norman, Representative Ralph Norman, Eric Berrison, get a warrant. What time's that? Alex Mooney, that's my name. Birth name anyway. 56 minutes ago. #Pfizer, get a warrant. 32 minutes ago, get a warrant. Okay, so all this is the great reveal, and how that they have done this huge LARP thing, and it's to do with the aliens. There's a whole lot of stuff, because it is to save us from another species of alien. Okay, so I'll just quickly
okay, ladies and gents, we have got some disturbing.
Okay, so that's poor old what's the name over in England, really worried that he's going to get conscripted into the blimmin' war in Ukraine, because of course that's the only other thing that they have got, you know. Of course everyone wanted him to want assassination to be on the cards, but we know that is just not going to happen, and that he's so tightly up there. So I'll just give you a little bit of a, because you guys can go and see it. I can't see this in New Zealand, and that's a real dag. I'll just show you how absolutely funny he is.
When I tuck my cuff, it means I'm bringing home a pie for dessert. Now, if I touch my tie, it means don't forget to give the dog his pill.
Have you ever heard of a telephone?
30 seconds!
Oh, thank you, Donna.
When we have more time, I'd like to try something that'll really make your eyes pop.
Sounds good. Then you can try doing it with some makeup. God, will I ever be that smooth? No.
All right. Is it really so threatening to you that I'm dating a younger man?
Hardly. I find it flattering.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Your attraction to a brash, young newsman, his arrogance tempered by charm. You couldn't have the original, so you settled for a knockoff. Oh my God, I think you might have Chuck on the brain.
I think I might up Chuck on my desk.
Yeah, come on in.
Here you go, Chuck.
Oh, thank you.
Who's that from?
This is from me.
Wow, things are really getting serious between you and you.
Oh, this is from me to a certain beautiful young makeup girl.
Me, you, dinner, Chuck.
Yeah.
Good thing you signed it. She might think it was from Tarzan.
I don't remember you complaining when you took a swing on that particular vine.
What woman would actually think that is special? It's impersonal and lame.
You know, for somebody who hates lame moves, you certainly got all giggly over Craig's little cuff tug.
Well, that was sweet and original.
Original? I was doing that 15 years ago.
Oh, you were not.
I was too. I had Tiffany, Renee, Jessica, and one magical weekend I actually had the Radford twins.
Are you sure they were twins, or were they just trying to drive the price up?
You have a lovely time tonight. Let me know how I am.
Chuck. The answer is yes. I would love to have dinner with you tonight.
Excuse me?
I didn't think anyone knew it was my birthday, and I certainly didn't think anyone was going to do anything special to commemorate it, especially you.
Dear, that rose
It's
is...
the sweetest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
That can't be true.
It is.
What?
It is.
Hey, Chuck.
Donna.
Hi, Donna. Look what Chuck gave me. We're having dinner tonight.
Oh, nice. Have fun.
She must be dying. Poor thing's always had the hots for you.
Okay, it's so funny, but you know, everything is in the name, even Chuck. I don't know if I'll be able to find that. I'll just the video that I'm just uploading of my own, which was, oh, I know what it was, and it I might re-upload it again, because what was it? It was Apollo, I think. Golly. No, I won't. I'll go back to Paul Anthony Wallace, because, you know, I think the most important thing is for you to really understand how we've been brainwashed, how, here he is, how Jesus came to set us free from the same people that that Trump and this group are going through this, that it's all to save these children, it's all to do with the paedophilia, you know, but it's when Eisenhower met with the aliens. They talk about him making a pact with the aliens back in 1947, and he made the deal with the Greys. He had two Greys. There were the tall ones. These were the big, beautiful ones who, as you can see there, how much he just cared about me. You can just see a look on their face. They just looked at me with such compassion, and that is how, these are, the tall Nordics, but then you have the Greys, and that there has been a war between these different factions of Elohim, and it's all talked about in the Bible, but they changed the Elohim to the names of God, to Yahweh, to Jehovah, and all this, and that's not.
And in his famous prayer, he says, Pater Haemon ho en tois uranois. Father, the one in the skies, the one in the heavens, just to distinguish from any other potential father. So we've got Theos, Pater, and then he addresses Pater as Abba, which is a word that could mean daddy or dad, or could mean sir. That's the language that Jesus uses. Now, some might say, well, he quotes Yahweh's texts, and yes, he does, but almost every time he does that, he does it to find a prophetic meaning or an esoteric meaning. He almost never goes to the Yahweh's texts for their plain meanings, and he distances himself from Yahweh's law. All the gospel writers present Jesus as a successor to Moses and a replacement of Moses, and Jesus' laws as a replacement of the Yahweh's laws. So Jesus says, you've heard it said, but I say this. He also distances himself from some of the Yahweh's stories. And I go into this in some of my videos on the Fifth Kind and the Paul Wallace channel. So he doesn't use the word Yahweh. He uses other language. He doesn't endorse the Yahweh stories. And this was clear to the primitive church. In Acts 15, they make a decision that Christianity is not going to be built on the Yahweh stories or the Yahweh laws. In Colossians 2.
Okay, I'll leave a link, but obviously it was, and that's where all the trouble has come from, and that's what is happening now, that there's this huge battle to get everybody to go back to Rome. They want you to start, playing with your rosary beads again and saying your Hail Marys, and with people like, Candace Bergen and, Peterson, Jordan Peterson, that's the great pull is back on again. So look up Paul Anthony Wallace, and I just hope you're all well, and I hope you can see there that no, it's true. There's no reason for Fusca to turn up again after all this time, and it was quite obvious that Trump was doing nothing more but then point him out. So I bless you all in Jesus' name, and have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.